Actions speak louder than words. You hear this a lot in society simply because it's true. You believe in something, then act on it.
Like, for example, I can't quite call myself an environmental person if I don't put rubbish in the bin.
If I didn't put rubbish in the bin, I'd be described as a hypocrite. If you don't do what you say you do, then you're a hypocrite. On the other hand, if you act on what you claim you do, then you're true to your word. The reason I bring this up is that at church today we were looking at the book of James in the New Testament. We were focusing on what James said about faith and deeds. James was the brother of Jesus Christ, and he had this to say regarding faith and deeds. James chapter 2, verses 14 to 26.
What good is it, my brothers, if a man claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save him? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to him, "Go, I wish you well, keep warm and well fed," but does nothing about his physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. But someone will say, "You have faith, I have deeds. Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith by what I do. You believe that there is one God. Good. Even the demons believe that and shudder. You foolish man. Do you want evidence that faith without deeds is useless? Was not our ancestor Abraham considered righteous for what he did when he offered his son Isaac on the altar? You see that his faith and his actions were working together, and his faith was made complete by what he did, and the scripture was fulfilled that says, Abraham believed God and it was credited to him as righteousness, and he was called God's friend. You see that a person is justified by what he does, and not by faith alone. In the same way, was not even Rahab the prostitute considered righteous for what she did when she gave lodging to the spies and sent them off a different direction? As the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without deeds is dead.
What James is saying is that we must act on our beliefs. As good as intellectual preaching is, that can only go so far. It's got to lead to actions at some point. Say, for example, I went to some kind of club where I was not allowed to chew bubblegum, and yet I did that anyway. People would say to me, "Hey, you're a part of this club. You're not supposed to chew bubblegum." Then I'd say, well, I like to chew bubblegum. You got a problem? They'd say, "Yeah, it's a problem. You're not supposed to chew bubblegum in this group." Then I'd probably say, "Okay, I probably won't chew bubblegum again." But no matter how hard they might preach the rules to me, I'm most likely going to chew bubblegum in that club again, and therefore I was not putting my beliefs into action. I would know very well what the rules are by now, and yet I'm not acting on them. That's exactly what's happening with a lot of people nowadays. There are people of all walks of life who claim to be uprighteous, but in actuality, they're not actually doing what they're talking about. You'll probably hear of some people who run certain companies who claim to be ethical, yet behind the scenes they're doing unethical stuff. Or perhaps you have this friend who really wants to go out and explore the world, and yet they're afraid of going to some kind of summer camp. Your friend is perhaps afraid of doing certain actions. What I'm trying to say here is that the only way to justify your own beliefs is to act on them. Do you care for the poor? Go help the poor. Want to feed hungry people? Go feed hungry people. There are even some preachers who claim to uphold the good news, and yet they don't carry it out themselves. Words can only go so far. As Clint Eastwood said in Rango, it doesn't matter what they call you, it's the deeds that make the man. Or woman, if you're a female watching this. Thank you for watching another episode of Scots Wisdom. And before I go, I'd like to say one other thing. There may be times where I don't act on what I believe. There may be times when I could be hypocritical. But over the years, I've learned to be humble and putting my beliefs into actions by attending the churches and practicing what the Bible commands me to do. So, as of recording this is my own way of putting my faith into actions and learning from my own mistakes. Thank you for watching.